Now this is my favorite knot for a topwater. It is a loop knot. Now something that I love to use this on poppers, on frogs, especially when I'm going to be walking them in open water. I love to use this on walking baits, spooks, sexy dogs, those sort of stick baits that you're walking on top. I don't like to use the split rings, and the reason why I don't like to use the split rings is because it adds a little bit of weight to the nose. I like to keep that nose up. It makes it easier to walk that, and it makes it easier to keep it in a spot so that it's not traveling a lot of distance toward me, but it's traveling a lot of distance side to side. So what you're going to do, you're going to run it through the eye of the bait. And I'm using a frog here because I don't have a spook. I tie this a lot with spooks, but if you're open water walking a frog, this is great. You're going to get a big tag in, you're going to take and pinch it, lean it over. You're going to wrap it 4 times right there. Then you're going to take your loop, you're going to pass your bait through that loop. And what you'll do is you'll hold it on the front of that bait and you'll start cinching down. And move that bait down to where you've got a nice little loop right on the head of it. Now again, I was tying it a little slow there. You'll get used to it. This is a little hard, but you got that nice little loop. It's going to really give you some wide walking action, guys. You won't believe how much, by floating that head with that little loop knot, you won't believe how much it matters. All right, so let me show you a little more slowly why the loop knot will give your topwater baits a lot more action than, say, just using a split ring. Again, this will represent the eyelet on the bait, and this will represent the line. So the very first thing you're going to want to do, just like before, is pass the line through the eyelet. Now you're going to get a nice long tag end. You're going to pinch it right in the middle. You're going to double your main line and your tag over. There's your tag. You can see it right there, and your main line. And what you're going to do is you're going to just wrap it around this bait 4 times. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to wrap it around 3 times, and I'll show you this. So now we've got it wrapped. We've got the loop at the top, and what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take this loop and pass the entire bait through that loop. Now, you're going to want to hold on, and a lot of times what I'll do is I'll hold part of that loop right against the bait, just like that. And now you can see it's already beginning to tighten down. You can see our loop. You can slowly push it down, take your time, get it close. You want a nice little loop, and there you have it. There's your loop knot, and you can see it creates a nice loop, and it does not slide. This is not going to slide on you. I don't care how much you pull. It's a non-sliding loop, and this is going to really give your bait a lot of play, a lot of that extra action. I'm telling you guys, you're going to love it. Be careful not to allow that loop to be too big, because what will end up happening if you allow it to be too big, you want it to roughly be about the size of your finger. Now mind you, that's a pretty big bait eyelet there that we're using for example, but you want to make sure that it's not too big or it will get wrapped around your hooks as you cast. So just a nice loop left over to help you get more side-to-side action out of any topwater walking bait.